Last weekend, I crushed my fingers in a garage door mainly because I was burnt out. And here's what I learned from the experience. Now I'm gonna say something pretty funny, but I'm honestly lucky that this happened to me because I believe that I was on the precipice of a major burnout, and if I hadn't injured myself, taken some time, and actually refocused on prioritizing certain things that I'm gonna get into this video about, that I would have burnt out. Coming to this realization has made me realize that I need to help other people with this problem. Because a lot of engineers are really high achievers. If you are an engineer, you have already set yourself apart from a lot of different people because you are a problem solver. You're focused on solving society's, other people's problems, and it's something that you should applaud yourself for. But because engineers love solving problems, sometimes they focus way too much on just solving problems and not solving their own. So let me get back into the story. This past Sunday, I was sick with a fever. I called out of work Monday, but when I woke up, I still wanted to get up and get things done because I don't usually have time off of work. So I go to my computer, I spend a lot of time learning and doing things that I needed to catch up on in terms of YouTube and stuff like that. But then I was like, this isn't enough. So I go for a walk outside and I noticed that my neighbors and my grass was high. And instead of just enjoying my walk, getting some fresh air, feeling better, I decided to take out all of my lawn mowing equipment and mow both my grass and my neighbor's grass. This was stupid because I was sick and I was exhausted. And operating any type of machinery while you're sick and exhausted automatically is going to cause you to get hurt. Trust me. But it felt really good to do. I mean, I was cutting the grass. I was doing something productive. And when I went to go close the garage and put all my tools back, I pulled the garage door down. I mistakenly lifted my hand up and looked away as I was pulling the rest of the garage door down, and my fingers got caught in the hinges of the garage door. Now, luckily, I didn't break any of my fingers, but I did come to a realization. I believe that if I hadn't crushed my fingers in the garage door, I would be in a worse state than I am today. I am lucky that I actually did this because now I've instantiated a rule for myself to sleep before 10:30, to not have my phone in bed, and to focus on fitness and health as I should have been way before and during this entire journey of being a content creator. Let's define burnout so we all are on the same page in terms of what burnout is and how we can overcome it. To me, burnout is when you are trying really hard at something, not getting results, and you continuously try until you break and you can't recover. I believe that burnout is something that a lot of people face, but they don't really realize it, especially for engineers. Let's say you're on a project that continuously misses deadlines, and you are grinding and working your butt off to get this thing done. Eventually, you're gonna be working so hard, putting in so many hours and overtime that you may not see a result. And then you may feel that your effort and your work isn't enough when it's not your fault and management is causing the project to fail and the situation is just out of your hands. But you're still the one that has to deal with the feeling of not being good enough. And this is just an example. Obviously, there are many more cases of burnout in other fields of life, caregiving, taking care of children, and many, many more. But I'm just talking about burnout for engineers specifically because I'm an engineer and I've personally faced burnout before. In my opinion, burnout comes when you try and you don't get results. But I was getting results and I am getting results, and you are probably too. Think about this. There are not many people in the world who are engineers. There's not many people in the world who get to work on the projects that you're working on. The fact that you're even doing something and trying to move society forward already means that you're doing something great. Now, you have to almost separate yourself from what you do from who you are. If I am somebody who says I'm an engineer, I think that people automatically assume that I'm really smart and I'm really talented, and that, like, no, I'm not perfect and I'm not the best in any sort of way. I just try really hard and I don't expect there to be some crazy reward when I actually complete or finish a task. So that's how I avoided burnout as an engineer. I just kept moving forward and I just kept solving problems. That's for myself, for other people, for my company, for anybody. And this is kind of the mindset that I had when I was going in, but I know a lot of people don't have this mindset. They attach themselves to the engineering personality, to the idea that if I don't solve problems and if I don't do things, then I'm not a good person. And that's definitely the wrong way to think about things. Your value as a human being is only determined by you. You can say to yourself, hey, I'm not that good at what I do. I want to learn. I want to get better. Or you can say to yourself, I'm the best and I cannot be matched. And in these situations, you have to almost just be honest with yourself. Have a conversation with yourself. Is that really true? Do you really believe that? I don't believe I'm the best. But I know that whatever I try, whatever I do, I can get better. If you aren't taking care of yourself, you aren't doing the thing. So there's this thing that I always talk about in my videos. It's called just do the thing. And if you are trying to become a content creator, trying to be an engineer, trying to be a better person, you need to actually go out there and do it. You can't just listen to videos about it. You can't talk about it at work. You can't not actually do it. You have to just do the thing. But here's the problem. When you are just doing the thing, sometimes you don't even realize that you are doing it and that you are getting better and that things are happening and that you're growing. You get to a point where you're saying to yourself, I'm not finding enough success. I need to keep doing the thing harder so I get more success. But you can't do the thing unless you take care of yourself first. There's this book called The Richest Man in Babylon, which is a very popular book, and I really recommend that you read it. But in this book, one of the characters says, always pay yourself first. And that comes with everything, not just with finances. Sometimes you need to be selfish in terms of what you can do with your life. Sometimes you need to just worry about your health and your actual well-being before you can provide value to other people. That is something that I think not a lot of people understand, and that's how some people get chronic illnesses over 40-year careers working for a company they don't even really like. It's like, wow, how often do you ever think that what you're doing is more valuable than yourself? Probably a lot. For engineers who are really passionate or motivated about what they do, some people think the work that I'm doing at XYZ software company is more important than my own physical health. And it's like, no, it is not. It is really, really not. The work that you do at work is, remember, for another company. It's not for yourself. You are not paying yourself first by spending 9, 10, however many hours you spend at a company, because you are not paying yourself. You are helping them and they are compensating you for that. Who cares about money if you have heart disease? If you have some sort of awful illness that you can't overcome because you spent the last 30 years working for another place, not getting anything back, and just completely burning yourself out. So what should you actually do when you're in this situation? The first thing you should do is crush your fingers in a garage door. No, I'm joking. The first thing you should do is understand your priorities. Health, wealth, relationships. They should all be balanced. If you're only focusing on things that can make you money and just not prioritizing your health and your relationships, then you will fail. Because it's these three things together that make you a complete and good person. If you feel like you need a better understanding of what you're going through and what it feels like to change and learn and grow, I think that you should look at this piece of paper right here. This is called the emotional cycle of change. And this honestly changed my perspective on how I approach learning, changing, and just being a human being. Most people spend a lot of time in the first three stages of this cycle. The uninformed optimism, the informed pessimism, and then the valley of despair. If you are trying to overcome burnout and trying to be in a situation where you are better, you probably have already hit this informed pessimism, valley of despair part. This is the portion of the part where it gets really hard when you're changing or learning new things, because this situation is so long, or feels so long. Because again, you're trying really hard, but you're not getting anything out. So you know exactly what you need to do, right? You have some sort of task that is going to take a ton of work. You have to do all these things to get everything working properly together in order for you to make money. It sucks. It really does. But once you push through this valley of despair, once you push through the dip, then you can push through to success. Because burnout is in this valley of despair. Instead of restarting the cycle right here, essentially you just keep going down. And you essentially feel like you can't recover from the burnout. If you are somebody struggling with burnout, I really, really hope that you recontextualize your priorities to be this health, wealth, and relationships. You need to take care of yourself first, pay yourself first, and not put all of your effort and value into solving somebody else's problems. Because you also need to go to the gym. You also need to take care of your family. You also need to do a bunch of things that you have to do in order to live a good life. I think that every engineer feels like they need to overachieve, they need to accomplish amazing things because they are intrinsically motivated to help solve problems. And some problems aren't yours. The problems that you face, the things that you're doing, the effort that you're putting in, it is good. If you are trying, if you are doing the thing, you have automatically set yourself apart from everybody else. And please keep trying. Please keep trying to grow, be better, and don't fall to burnout. Because you remember, if you are feeling like you are about to burn out, you need to take care of yourself first. Take care of your health. Get some sleep. Do anything that's actually going to put you in a state where you can keep moving forward. Because it is the people who play the game the longest who are the ones who will succeed in the end. And I hope to succeed in the end. I am trying to build a community of like-minded engineers who want to gain the confidence to post on social media and to just be better versions of themselves. If you're interested in something like this, please join my Discord down below where I'll be hosting community events and just giving you a better sneak peek into what goes on in my day and at Alive Company in general. My name is Matt from the Alive Company. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.